Good afternoon. It's Brett Richter here with the USSA Pro Star Series, and we're bringing you another episode of Chasing the Checkers. April's just around the corner, and obviously it leads to a long summer, but we are still thinking snowmobile racing. And today we're going to chat with two of the up-and-coming drivers that have some Pro Champ Series racing and potential titles in their future. And we're going to see how long it's going to take them to get there and dig into their histories a little bit. So joining me tonight are the drivers of the number 68 and number 10, and 68 would be Tyler Beach. Hi, Tyler.
Hi.
And the number 10 is Stephen Manke. Hello, Stephen.
How's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. We're going to start off with just some basic history. So, Tyler, tell us where you're from, how many years you've been racing, your progression through the classes, some of that kind of stuff.
So I've been racing for 13 years. I started with WKSRA on 120s, and then I went to 340s and junior sprints and F500, and now I'm here. I guess we started at a race in Perlix. We were just up snowmobiling in a cabin and saw some races on the lake, and that's where it all started.
Great, good. What was your first race on a big track?
It was Francis Creek, I believe, on my junior sprint one.
Oh, wow, neat. Good. So you've been around for a number of years. Stephen, how about you? Same kind of history?
I didn't get to start racing as early as Tyler did. I got thrown into it when I was about 12, I think, in the vintage series. I think we borrowed a sled from the Deckers, little vintage 250. I don't even remember what the sled was anymore, but I ended up going out and winning my first race, and I was hooked from there. So we built two 500s and went 500 racing, and found a lot of success later on. We had a rough start 500 racing, but found a lot of success later and decided to go champ racing, and I guess the rest is history.
Yeah, for sure. Tyler, what's your closest track?
Probably either Wausau or Waiwego, which are both about 2.5 hours away.
Okay. Stephen, what about you?
I believe it's Waiwego, about an hour and a half.
Okay, good. Here's an interesting question. I think it's interesting. Stephen, tell me the best race you ever lost.
That's hard. I think the weekend of when they ran two races at Wausau, I think my last year in 500, me and Joey Nawalny, it was a 500 combo with 600 sleds, and I think we interchanged the lead 5 or 6 times in one race, and like 5-lap race, and we were just going at it. And yeah, I got second, but it's probably one of the best races I've ever lost.
Yeah.
I guess.
We all have to have memories, and not every memory is a great win. So, Tyler, what about you? Do you have a favorite that sticks out?
Probably a couple years ago in F500 at Eagle River. I think it was the last dance, and I was leading like the first 6 laps, and then there was a restart, and then I just went too low into the corner and exited too high, and Will Riesenbrick got me on the inside, and I guess it was just kind of a learning experience for me.
Typically they are. Yep. They make you realize that you just can't ride it, you got to drive it. So
Yeah.
There's some big differences out there between classes, between the F500s, the Pro Lights, and the Champs. But since you guys are dabbling in Champ, I'm going to ask you to tell me the biggest difference between a couple things. So, Tyler, I'll start with you. What's the difference between the number 68 sled and the number 102 sled?
I guess the two biggest things are probably driver experience. Blaine's had a lot more years on the track than me, and also just like mechanic experience and, tuners,
Yeah, pretty big part of it. Yeah, you can't buy knowledge necessarily. So, Stephen, what about the number 10 and the 220? What's the biggest difference between those two?
Yeah, like Tyler said, driving experience. Gunner's got a lot of it, and I guess with driving experience, driving style. I guess I had a real solid style of how I drove a 500, but I'm still trying to figure out the Champ sled. But yeah, I guess Gunner hops on a Champ sled, and he's just so confident in what he's doing. He's got his own style, his own swagger. He just kind of got it all figured out. And I guess another thing would probably be totally different chassis designs between the 10 and the 220. I mean, he's running a hool and we're running a wall. The newer walls are semi-similar, but the wall that we're on, they're pretty polar opposite from what they are. So I guess, yeah.
Yeah, but you can win on a wall too. So,
Absolutely.
Yep, there's a lot of it out there. Stephen, it takes a lot to go snowmobile racing. We get it. Tell us a little bit about the sponsors that help you make a winter season go by.
Definitely got to thank Skidoo for coming on board my rookie season. They're sticking with us. Patrick Custom Carbon, Warren Industries, Super Seer Shields, Mobius Braces, Woody's Traction, Daco. Artiva's been with me since day one, since I was 12. They're, super huge. Don's Marine, our family business. We sacrificed a lot to go, car racing and sled racing. And then just my friends and family. My old man, he's the chief mechanic, and I don't know half the stuff he does about these things. And I just come into the trailer, tell him what the heck it's doing, and we make a decision on what we're going to change. So yeah, I gotta give a lot of credit to him too.
For sure. Yep, family's a big part of it. So, so it was a pretty short season this year, obviously. Not a whole lot of racing. Got to a couple of tracks, got to do some things. Tyler, tell us something you learned different this year that you didn't know coming into the season, even though the season was short.
I guess I guess one thing I learned is just adapt to changes on the track. The tracks are never the same on Friday and Sunday. You gotta change your lines, and I guess that's one of the biggest changes I did this year. I guess biggest things I learned.
It seems too that I hear a lot from drivers in your position that they don't quite understand how much fitness plays a part when you get to a 15 lap champ final. Is that something you've kind of come to learn as well?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, it's difficult. So, you had a pretty rough weekend there in Eagle River, Mr. Manke, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you want to share that with anybody who maybe didn't know the story?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to it. I think I just took the white. I don't remember a whole lot. Just took the white flag and went to 1 and 2, and everybody will tell you about the rookie bump, but I guess nobody really understands what it is. Just one big old bump and the entrance of turn 1, and I got into it wrong, and it threw me up over the hood of the sled, and it was kind of, as soon as it happened, I was down the point of no return, and I bailed off of it and ended up going head first into the hay bales and made it through both layers of hay bales into the fence, and I ended up busting up my helmet and cracking my neck brace, and it's not a good situation whatsoever. So yeah, it's kind of all what happened.
So the next time you're on a sled, is that in your mind or is that anywhere in your process, or you just tune that right out and grab a handful of throttle and go?
I was pretty nervous. I had to miss Wausau due to the concussion protocol and stuff like that. But yeah, you crashed at Eagle River, and I'm not a big fan of Eagle River. I loved it on 500 because we found a line that worked every single weekend we went. But I'm overall not a huge fan of it. So you crashed Eagle River, and you get about a month off, and you have to go back to Eagle River. And yeah, I was a little hesitant, but you just kind of gotta keep your head on straight and not, kind of block it all out. And like you said, yeah, grab a handful of throttle and just don't look back.
Was that a pun there with your head on straight?
Not intended.
Tyler, what about you? How's your racing history been when it comes to injuries, accidents, those kind of things?
I've been pretty lucky. I haven't really had many bad accidents. I guess the really only main big one I had was a couple years back in Ironwood in the junior sprint too. But that's just nothing bad. Just
yeah.
I guess I've been pretty lucky.
Good. Just like Steve and Tyler, obviously take some people to help you go around the track in the winter. So tell everybody about the sponsors that help the beach racing team go.
I have to thank first off, just like my family, Grandpa Jim, my dad, mom, sister, they all come. Dan Harble and Jim Harble, they're a big clutching help, and Ricky Racing, John Vachart, Charlie and Charles Lehman, Fly Racing, Woody's L's Auto Body, High Performance Engineering, Ice Tech, Daco, and Kyle Stolberg for the sick graphics on the sleds. So
Great, good. I mean, I hear more and more about sponsors all over the area that are helping race teams out. So if you're out there in the audience watching these, if you can do anything to support those sponsors and even say thanks for supporting snowmobile racing, it's going to help us all in the long run. So let's get out and do that. You guys ready for some fun questions? Okay.
I don't know. After last week, I'm not sure.
Why? What happened last week?
Oh, I don't know the questions you're asking the guys last week.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with this one. What's your current social status? Dating, girlfriend, engaged? Where are you guys?
I'm dating a girl. It's almost going on 2 years now. So.
Okay. Tyler?
yeah, I'm single. So
Single. All right.
yeah.
So then this first question goes to Stephen. What's her birthday?
October 24th.
Okay. What color are her eyes?
I think.
What's her eye color?
Brown.
Okay. What's her favorite food? Come on,
I don't know, man. I don't know. Whatever I'm making, I guess.
All right, I'll give you that one. All right. Tyler, who do you want to line up next to when you get to the starting line? Who do you want on your left and who do you want on your right?
I would say probably Blaine Stevenson and Gunnar Stern, just so I have people around me I can watch and learn off of. If I can make it in the corner, right with them, and then just follow them throughout the race, that'd be a pretty good goal.
We have to change your mentality. You're not supposed to follow them. You're supposed to lead them.
Right.
That's what we're shooting for, right? Steven, what's your favorite movie?
Talladega Nights.
Okay. Tyler, your favorite movie?
Talladega Nights is a good one. Yeah, I'd probably have to say Talladega Nights too.
Okay. Well, we need to make a snowmobile version then, because we got to do something different than that. So,
Right?
Tyler, steak, chicken, or seafood?
Chicken.
Steven?
Steak.
Okay. All right. When you pull up to the starting line, if the choice is yours, where do you want to line up? Steven?
As far outside as I can get, at least at most of the tracks. Yeah, most of the tracks usually as far outside as I can get.
Right next to Matt Gady.
Yeah, and my cousin Fred.
Tyler, what about you?
Probably anywhere like in the middle to the outside. Some tracks are different. Some tracks like the inside, like Wausau. But
Yeah.
anything else, probably middle to outside.
So on a little bit more about it, we'll go back to a racing question first for both of you. How do you think the lineup for the champ and the pro light races should be set? Do you like the random order, where you guys are up in 4 and they just call you down and you pick a spot? Do you like the computerized order that's up there for champ? What do you guys think about that? Tyler, I'll start with you.
I don't know. I kind of like how it is right now. It seems pretty fair, but it's also kind of nice to have a random order so you can kind of go where you want to.
Okay, Steven, you have a preference?
I liked when they would pull when we were kind of qualifying like an order where you place in your heat races. They pull the first guy down, he'd pick where he wanted to go, and then the next person had to go either side of him.
Right.
So I mean, if you everybody started stacking up on the outside. I mean, if you qualified poorly, you had maybe in my case, I had a good chance at starting on the outside or good chance at starting on the inside. If that's where you want to be, that's kind of how I liked it.
Okay. Final fun question. What's the easiest rule currently in place to cheat on? Tyler, I'll start with you.
Oof. I don't know. I guess I'm not a cheater, so I don't really follow them rules.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying what's the easiest rule to cheat on. I didn't say you were.
I don't know.
Don't want to answer that one.
No.
Steven, you want to take a shot at it?
I was hoping I could copy what Tyler said. I don't know that we're still learning the whole champ program to start violating cheating rules and stuff like that. I don't even know.
Yeah, my brother once told me he's older than I am, and he just started racing a couple of years ago that he doesn't really have to worry about rules until he finishes in the top 3. So that's when you got to start worrying about them. But anyway, last question for you tonight. What's your hopes and aspirations as far as going to champ? Are you staying in pro light for next year, or what are you guys thinking? So, Steven, I'll start with you.
I've been trying for 2 years now, and I guess next year is gonna be a third try of just making the WC. It'd be a huge thing for us. And then I guess if we get a full season of racing in, and being able to go to Canada would be make every single race, and then finish every single race and place around top 10 in overall USSA points. Kind of big goals, but
it's great.
You gotta start.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You got to have a goal if you want to get there. So, Tyler, what about you? You going to stick in the pro light series? You're just going to do champ? What are you thinking?
Oh yeah, I'll probably start off the year doing pro light on Saturday and champ on Sunday. I guess like the biggest goal for me would be to make the WC, and finish strong, be consistent,
Yeah, great. Next year, like I've told other people, from what I'm hearing, if we get half accomplished of what we're talking about, it's going to be really kind of a fun year next year, and should be a lot of racing going on. So let's hope that happens. It's been great chatting with both of you. You guys are great guys. Love seeing you at the track, and obviously it'll be more fun to come this coming winter. So before we leave, the one big question, right? And it's how we become friends or we don't. So Tyler, Reese's peanut butter cup or Snickers?
Reese's, of course.
Thank you. Steven?
Snickers.
What? What?
Snickers.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Snickers.
Yeah, you're gonna be lined up on the inside next year. Watch. All right, guys, it's been great chatting with you. Have a good off season, train hard, work hard, and look forward to seeing you at the first race next year.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.